Holi, the festival of colour, love, new beginnings and the triumph of good over evil. Traditionally seen as the festival of religious integration. Ramadan, a month of fasting, prayers, self-reflection and charity, followed by the celebration of Eid, traditionally seen as a festival of sharing, giving, gifting and integration. Both festivals in India have had people of different faiths come together in joyous celebration. But slowly, yet surely, there is a shift. The sharp communal divide, fueled with political rhetoric, has cut through India's social fabric. The upcoming Holi festival in Mathura has seen a communal clarion call this year by some Hindutva outfits, seeking a ban on Muslims during Holi celebrations across the Braj region.
ब्रज क्षेत्र में हम मथुरा, वृंदावन, नंदगांव, बरसाना, गोकुल, दाऊजी सभी जगह होली के दौरान मुस्लिम समाज के प्रवेश पर प्रतिबंध लगाएंगे। हम बिल्कुल नहीं चाहते कि मुस्लिम समाज का कोई भी व्यक्ति किसी भी प्रकार का व्यापार, रंग गुलाल बेचने का काम होली में करे या होली की भीड़ में घुसकर हुड़दंग करे।
Buy iftar items only from Muslims. Buy from those who will be happy during Ramzan and Eid. Buy for Ramzan and iftar from your own. These were just few of the viral posts on social media. The posts are calling on the Muslim community to buy goods from those of their own faith. This after there was a counter social media call to economically boycott Muslims during Diwali.
ये देखिए मैसेज है, ये देख ही रहा हूँ मैं, इस टाइप के मैसेज चल रहा है ये, और एक मैसेज और चल रहा है, कई तरह के मैसेज हैं, ट्विटर पे भी आ रहे हैं। तो ये मैसेज नहीं चलना चाहिए। चाहे हमारे हिंदू भाई की तरफ से अगर इस टाइप के मैसेज चले तो वहाँ से भी नहीं चलना चाहिए, अगर मुस्लिम भाई की तरफ से मैसेज चलता है तो यहाँ से भी नहीं चलना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये वतन हमारा मादरे वतन हिंदुस्तान, गंगा जमुना तहजीब का मुल्क है।
हमारे जितना भी व्यापार है एक दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ व्यापार है और भारत की विशेषता है, अनेकता में एकता और भारत की विशेषता को बाधित करने वाले मैसेज हैं जिनको हम बहुत पुरजोर तरीके से इसकी मुखालफत करते हैं।
मेरे मुस्लिम समाज के लोगों से भी अपील करता हूं कि खुल के सामने आना चाहिए और ऐसे लोगों का बहिष्कार करना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो लोग ये मैसेज चला रहे हैं वो मुसलमान तो कतई नहीं है।
While locals say they will not let hate divide the society, politics is peaking on the issue.
ये जो बात कही जा रही है और इसका जो ट्विटर पर मुहिम चलाई जा रही है, मुझे लगता है कि सपा बसपा या कांग्रेस अब चुप क्यों है, अब कहां मर गई? सपा बसपा कांग्रेस अब क्यों बोलकर नहीं बोल रही कि ये देश जो है गंगा जमुनी तहजीब का देश है और इसलिए सबको सबका सम्मान करना चाहिए?
ये दुर्भाग्यजनक है और भारत के समतामूलक स्वभाव के विपरीत है।
Politics is peaking along communal intolerance. Intolerance, a word sullied by politicians, but a word that today invariably reflects the lot of us. Can India rise above hate? Top focus on To The Point this evening. So the big questions that we ask on To The Point this evening. The growing hate that we have begun to see, the biggest threat to India's democracy, unity in diversity, key to India's resilience. This is something that we've seen in decades. Is that changing? Is Hindu-Muslim split, which is now wide out in the open, India's most dangerous divide? Secularism, key now to preserve India's constitutional fabric? And is it now time to openly boycott the boycott brigade? Let's take these questions to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Shantanu Gupta, political analyst, author, Atikur Rahman, Muslim scholar, researcher on Islamic studies, Rahul Ishwar, philosophy, author and Hindu activist, Zakia Soman, activist and co-founder, Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan. Zakia Soman, what do you make? Because, today, It's strange, absurd, and a tad bit sad, because at one end you have clarion calls coming in from Mathura by right-wing outfits. At one time we used to call them fringe, but you don't know where that line has blurred, suggesting that no Muslim should be able to enter the festivities in form of somebody who's selling his wares or even participate in the festivities. On the other hand, in Bhopal, social media is rife with calls of an economic boycott of Hindus selling either edibles or any other celebratory items when it comes down to Ramadan, which will be followed by Eid.
So Preeti, this is really heartbreaking. This is obnoxious. This is quite angering. This is just not the way our country is. But unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of social division. We are seeing a lot of polarization, a lot of hate. And we are also seeing weaponization of religion. So religion is a very personal, intimate matter, right? Between me and my creator. I can be Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, anybody. But what we are seeing here is something else. It is not religion and religiosity. It is outright political. And it's that kind of weaponization of the religion. So rather than being a devotee, I am spewing hate against those who belong to other religion, and thereby I think I am being devout. I mean, what kind of a cussed logic this is? And who are these people? And why is there no action against them? That is my question. Because our laws are all for harmony, for fraternity. Our constitution is for upholding the diversity, the pluralism, and our society is a multicultural, multi-faith society. And we have been India, even to independence, it's now more than 7 decades. And even before India became independent, there has been a history, there has been a tradition of all of us living together. So what has gone wrong? And why are we not taking action against these self-appointed guardians of religion who are spewing this kind of hate and venom, and who are harming the social fabric, and who are a clear threat to the development of the nation?
Zakia, before I cut across to the other guests, because strangely and sadly, the times of the day demand I ask you, when you say action against religious fanatics, do you also mean action against religious fanaticism coming in from your own religion?
Of course, definitely. I mean, there can be no doubt about that. This has to be irrespective of religion. Anybody who breaks the law, anybody who spreads hate in society, anybody who is trying to mar the social fabric, they are working against our society and our country, and there should be, there should be action against them. How can it be specific?
Shantanu Gupta, I want to bring you in on this, because it's really, the talk of social fabric should have happened many moons ago, but we've stopped talking about social fabric. Let's just talk about constitutional fabric. And I would think, and I would hope you would think as well, that somewhere down the line, you'll have to restore whatever India's secular values were to protect India's constitutional fabric. I want to ask you a direct question. When it comes down to Uttar Pradesh, where you have certain amount of fanaticism which seems to preach that do not buy from Muslims, do not allow them to enter during Holi festivities, yet no action is taken. That's then somewhere down the line you're tacitly embracing.
I think in the starting, Preeti, you said that these things are happening openly these days, but I think you also meant that these things were surreptitiously happening anyways, right? And the 3 ways they were anyway happening from the Muslim side. First, the azan. The azan that we hear 5 times a day, they say Allah is the only God worth praying, right? Meaning the Ram, Krishna, anyone is not worth praying, right? Second thing, halal, the certification of halal is available in the market from last many decades. That's a Hindu ostracization of the business from going on from last many decades. Even if I go to a Pizza Hut, to a Burger King, to a McDonald's, to a cement factory, to a cosmetic halal, to a cloth halal, where a lot of Hindu butcher, like Kasai Jati, are out of business. So Hindu ostracization of the business is happening from far many days. And then when we see then a lot of Muslim sellers add your spit to urine to whatnot to your food. Like, who will want to eat that unhygienic food? So I think now one has to decide that this clash of civilization, how far it will go. Will the Muslim clerics take on things like halal? That halal certification is needed in food, in multiple other things. And if not, I'm sure both the parties will get active.
Shantanu Gupta, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
It could be a tad bit personal.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, sure.
The question I'd like to ask you is, do you have friends who are Muslim and do they come to your house for festivities?
Yeah, they do come, yeah.
And they're your friends?
Yeah, that's why they come to my house.
So do you think it's wrong somewhere down the line, Shantanu Gupta, that a call has gone out which seems to suggest that don't allow any Muslims to participate in the Holi festivity? Does it not somewhere down the line aggrieve you is my question?
I think you did not hear what I said. I said it again. The halal certification, which says a meat sold by a Hindu, a lipstick sold by a Hindu, a cloth sold by a Hindu, a cement sold by a Hindu will not be accepted by a Muslim family. This is going on for decades. So now one group in response may give a call. See, if you press me
but there's
against
a difference. I'm not, okay, I get what you're saying.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Halal is institutionalized. This particular call is coming from one group, right? This may also, tomorrow you may get a Sanatan certification. And I'm sure it should be incoming, right? If you not allow me, right, the major Kasai Jati, which were into butchering, they were out of profession because you can't sell.
Let me pose the question as I bring in Atikur Rahman, and I believe you're going to be joined by Rahul Ishwar as well. Let me pose that question again, Shantanu, to you, because you allowed me to ask you a personal question, and only that's why I'm asking. So you're not against Muslims partaking in festivities which are Hindu, being part of Holi, celebrating Holi with you.
See, when someone asks, can Muslims go to Mahakumbh, you know what Yogi Adityath said? They can surely go to the Kumbh, but if they do any mischief, unki denting painting bhi hogi. I'm saying with that caveat, yeah, everybody is allowed in every festival.
Is that the caveat you keep for making your friends enter your house who are Muslims?
I'm saying you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say. See, if you want to trivialize the topic, you can trivialize. That's fine, but you're not hearing what I'm trying to say.
Not at all. I'm hearing what you're saying.
If someone will add spit to urine to my food, I'll surely be alarmed. If someone will say, I'll need a halal certificate to engage with my activities and then I'll surely be alarmed.
And you think, and spit in urine is not the preserve.
Just last 10 seconds. If my friend find a hero in Aurangzeb and Babar, I'll surely be alarmed.
Okay, fair point. I get it. And, I would also agree with you on that point. But let me also say, spit and urine is not the preserve of only Muslims. I would think it's as much as a preserve of Hindus as it is of Muslims. I want to bring in Atikur Rahman.
Multiple cases, Preeti. You can show it away.
Like I said, no, I disagree with you. But I think it's the preserve of Hindus and Muslims and equally. It's what prism one would look at it. Allow me to open up the panel. I'll come back to you. I'll circle back to you.
One example in Mahakumbh, 66 crore people.
So, allow me to circle back. Allow me to circle back to you. Atikur Rahman, I want to bring you into this conversation. The fact is, Atikur Rahman, what's happening right now in Mathura, where you have calls of a social boycott for Muslims, you reflect it now in Bhopal and flip it over. There are calls of an economic boycott for Hindus when it comes down to Ramzan or Eid.
Preeti, let us, face the real situation. That is, the divide is very much real. We need not, push it under the carpet. The main idea should be that who is trying to proliferate this particular idea of dividing the societies, and who is trying to minimize this particular onslaught of this divide. The Prime Minister of India is having a minister in the parliament who has said absurd things to a Muslim, but he is, he is still there in the parliament. There is a judge who spread venom against the Muslim community, but the Supreme Court gave it a green signal. The divide is real, but what we need to face is, Preeti, is that who is benefiting out of it, who is giving, gifts and ministries to these people, and who is trying to curb it. You have said this thing on the show in the beginning that the Muslims are resisting it. The Muslims are saying that
No,
these
okay,
Muslims
no. Don't get me wrong. I have
Muslims
not said. Atikur Rahman, let me come back in. Let me come
in
back
the
in.
story.
Muslim, okay, sir, I'll tell you what. What happens is it's me against them and us against, me or us. It's not like that. The question, am I allowed to ask you a personal question, Atikur Rahman?
Sure.
Sure. If I'm allowed to ask you a personal question, Atikur Rahman, then if you have a Hindu friend, is this the language you're going to speak to him in? Because then this divide, which you say is so real, is going to be omnipresent forever. There is somebody who has asked for a social of an economic boycott of Hindus during, and it's not one person, it's viraling on social media. The reason we put out those reactions were also because we do not want to spread the hate. That's the reason. But we found enough people as well on that side of the divide who seem to suggest that it is normal, it's fine, that one should economic and socially boycott Hindus.
Never, Preeti, never. And let me tell you, I have more Hindu friends, I have more Gujarati and Jain friends than the Muslims. Within my community, we appreciate, we appreciate that we have the cross, friendship along these lines. What I am trying to say is, the people who are in power, are they addressing this problem so that it is rooted out?
I'm going to leave it at that. I want to bring in, I'm short on time, I want to come back to all of you again. Rahul Ishwar, I want to introduce you. He's just joined us right now in this conversation. Rahul Ishwar, the fact is, I think we can admit the divide is right out in the open, and even, Shantanu was right. It's now seemingly projected as a civilizational clash. But who puts the bomb? Where are we headed?
Preeti ji, if you think the divide is deep and real, please come to South India. We crores of Hindus go to a mosque before going to Shabarimala temple because our God Ayyappa has instructed, first go and see my Muslim friend Wavar before coming to me. I am a proud Hindu right-wing activist. I was the person who gave complaint against Sadhvi Prachi for her Islamophobic remarks. Absolutely unacceptable Muslim Mukt Bharat kind of a remark. See, there may be problems, but we as a people can solve it. Please remember, we defeated the greatest empire in the history of the world, British Empire. Can't we defeat the hate between our communities? We Hindus and Muslims came together, sadhus and fakirs came together and defeated the largest empire in human history called the British Empire. Can't we defeat it? There are solutions. The path ahead is Mahatma Gandhi. The path ahead is pluralism, reconciliation, talk to each other. There may be problems. The path ahead is not Nehruvian secularism. The path ahead is Gandhian pluralism. If we are honest about pluralism, we can still have Hindu-Muslim unity and Hindu-Muslim brotherhood. And Pujaniya Sarsang Chalak Guruji Golwalkar used to say, the real issue in India is not the lack of uniform civil code. The real issue in India is the lack of Hindu-Muslim bhaichara, Hindu-Muslim brotherhood, or Hindu-Muslim sisterhood. Yes, if we go to that path of Pujaniya Sarsang Chalak or Mohan Bhagavat, or father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi, we will still able to save Hindu-Muslim brotherhood and still able to celebrate our nation as the largest Hindu majority nation and one of the largest Muslim minority nation in the world.
Well, good on you, Rahul Ishwar, for saying what you did. I'd like to give all our panelists 1 minute each, to conclude on where we stand and what can be done. There've got to be some real answers to this. Zakia, would you like to go ahead?
So India belongs to all Indians. No one community or one individual has any copyright on India. And I entirely agree with Rahul Ishwar that we have defeated the mightiest British Empire. Why can't we defeat this virus of communalism and hatred? And I have hope, and my hope comes from the ordinary Indian. He has referred to South India, but I have seen Indians who love everybody irrespective of faith. I've seen these kind of Indians all over the country. So not just South India, but all over the country, and we will win.
All right. Shantanu, would you like to go next?
See, Preeti, I think we should form something like what South Africa did, something like a Peace and Reconciliation Commission, where both the parties came and settled it once and all, right? If you denied Holocaust, there can be a court case against you in 18 countries. But in India, you can have an Aurangzeb Road. And Narendra Modi has to come to in a Sikh-dominated Delhi to change the name from Aurangzeb Road. Aurangzeb can be celebrated in India. That will not work. That will not work. My Diwali is bad. It creates pollution. My Holi creates water problems, but you want to sell in Holi. My Prayagraj Kumbh is, as per you, a lot of many people is not managed well, but you want to earn, you do economic income. This hypocrisy will not run long, I think. Yeah.
All right, so you're saying, okay, so the way ahead, you're saying is maybe come down. I don't know who will come down. Will it be the politician? It doesn't seem so. Will it be the community elders? How does that matter then when political messaging is not going in from either sides again, Shantanu? But 1 minute Atikur Rahman and 1 minute again Rahul Ishwar.
Preeti, the people at large are united. The people do not cater to any of such communal ideas. It is the political parties who garner such ideas, and the main political parties who are in power under oath, if they are garlanding their own ministers for creating communal venom, then how can we expect that we can throw out a communal power like British, but the communal elements are sitting within our legislature?
Okay, Rahul Ishwar, 1 minute, sir. What's the way out? You said there might be a north-south divide in this as well.
April 13, 1921, Mahatma Gandhi and Pingali Venkaiah, when they designed our flag, they said saffron goes to Hindus, green has Muslims, white has Christians and other minority. Our flag, Mahatma Gandhi, is the solution ahead. We need pluralism, not Nehruvian secularism, but genuine, honest, positive secularism or Gandhian pluralism. In Mahatma Gandhi is the solution that we face of hatred that we have today.
I appreciate all four of you for joining us. I apologize, we didn't have that much time. The next time we try and maybe expand the debate and do one bigger debate instead of the two that we had this evening. We leave it for our viewers to decide. And I would reckon it's time to boycott the boycott brigade because messaging needs to go out.